Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to get back on that finish mower. I went and got the metal. Everything's looking good. I did get a little bit done before I got the camera on. So today we're going to be working on the what I'm going to call the receivers. It's where the arm will actually attach to the finish mower and to the tractor, mower, whatever I hook it up to. What we're going to do is I made basically it's some nuts welded together. I put them on the machine. I machined them down, making it basically where it will slip into the square tubing. Drilled some holes for some plug welds. We'll weld it around the end, and then we can actually weld this part to the finish mower itself. I've got another one that I made that will actually slip into the receiver on my little red tractor, which I may have to end up building something for the zero turn if we want to do both of them and mow at the same time. So today what we're going to do is we're going to weld this into here and see if we can't throw some sparks. Hang on just a minute. All right, so let's grind this off at the top. That gives us a good place to put our ground. Good connection. Then we'll wedge this little joker in there. Use our hammer. And I'm basically making these nuts that I put on here flush with the outside of this so I can weld it around there. Hope that come up on film. And here we go. All right, that gets our plug welds down in there. Those actually look pretty decent. Now we gotta stand it up and get the ends of this welded. All we gotta do is figure out how we're gonna do that. Alrighty then. Got that welded all the way around. That should be all the welding. We're going to take and make sure the bolt steel turns real good, actually. I like that. Now let's clean this up some. Yeah, that looks good. Move that out of the way. That's getting hot. That's hot. Okay, now that we got all that welded up, Okay, we gotta put on a new flap attack here. This one, it's at it. This one, brand new. Maybe we can get some stuff really done now. And yes, I do use the little wrench. A lot of people don't. Oh, you can just tighten that. Well, this thing is so old, it's real smooth down there, so I got to use the wrench to make sure it's good and tight. Here we go. Oh yeah. That's grinding right there. And there we go. You can still actually see where the plug welds are. I'm not that good, so I am good though. We did get that smoothed off. That looks good. Our bolt still threads in. Let's get the little runny. Oh yeah, that'll work awesome. Now we got to do is weld this piece onto the other one. I did a little bit of welding here and there, a little and from behind the scenes, here's the receiver one. This is a little bit bigger. This is a standard receiver size, just like your trailer hitch. So that'll actually slide. If I wanted to, I could pull it with my truck. Wow, I can mow my hill with my truck. Imagine that. But anyway. Yeah, that's what this one is. A little bit bigger bolt. You can see the plug welds on it also. I did weld the end of it, smoothed it up. The bolt does come in and out. The reason for that is when we screw this in there, there'll be a plate that'll let it pivot. And yeah, so that's what we're looking at. Ouch. That one's all gone. Let's use some of this. It don't work either. Of course, I'll just have to grind off some of that when I go to weld it, so. Oh well. Okay, we got some flat steel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start making the pivot. Got a scrap piece here. What I think I'm gonna do is drill through it and basically put a pin so that where this goes into the steel, it'll be kind of like a box. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. Be like a box where this will fit in, have a pivot pin, so I can actually change the angle of where the arms are going to be in relation to the tractor. That would make it where the tractor would be here and I could offset the finish mower. That would be how I could drive on the flat land, it be up to mow the hill. So what I'm going to do here is experiment a little bit. I'm going to cut me off about an 8-inch piece and see what we can come up with. Okay, bring it in a little closer. So what I'm talking about here, if I can get it in here, if I take a piece and we basically drill a hole through it, and I can center up on this, or not so centered, close to center, where I could actually mount this to this plate with a bolt, have another one on top. I can actually pivot. Basically make a pivot bolt here and then come out and drill a hole for a pin or another bolt to go through, so I can pivot it, run it through a hole. This being flat on the tractor or whatever, then my arms could be 90 degrees from each other, or from the tractor. I mean, it could go out to the left, go out to the right, go out to the back, maybe even 45. I don't know that I would want 45, but that's what I'm thinking of. And I want it strong enough where I drill through and put the bolt, put a pivot. I want it strong enough to hold it. You know, the finish mower it's heavy. It's not stupid heavy, but it's pretty heavy. I bet you close to 100, 150 pounds maybe. I don't know. I'll have to weigh that. I'll weigh that one day, find out. But I think that's what I'm gonna do with these. I'll get some measurements, do some figuring, do a little mathematicating, see what I can come up with. That's a good start though. So let me get out my brain calculator, doobly-doos, see if I can't figure out the best place to mount this, or mount it, the best place to basically mark this out so that I can put that in there. It's gonna have to get cut off, shortened up, do whatever I gotta do to make it, you know, maybe curve it a little bit, make it look pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right quick. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah, let's see here. All right, guys, I'm back. I don't know if y'all remember one of my last video or so, I mentioned something about some shirts. Got some new shirts in. We finally got them in. Kind of cool. Like I said, I'm going to do some giveaways. This is what they're going to look like here. Got the little logo right there in the front. Got the big one across the back. Actually really comfortable. These are some good quality shirts. These are Gildan shirts. They're like 90% cotton, I think, something like that. They look great. My design team, aka my wife, she come up with the logo. I think it looks good. She asked me what I thought it was awesome. So that's what we're using. I have put that on a video or two in the past, but like I say, if you comment down below, shoot me an email, fordsfabshop@gmail.com. Give me your size. I think 10 shirts. I'm not sure. I think it's 10 shirts. So I'm gonna be giving those away. Like I say, do a little comment, shoot me an email, and I'll get back with you, get your address, everything, get a shot out to you. I'll pay the shipping and everything. Okay, so what I've done here so far on our finish mower is we were working on what I call the receivers for this. This is what we have come up with, or I have come up with. Yep. And the way this is going to work is I brought the little red tractor up. This is our receiver that I built that has the insert inside of it there. And she just slides down in there. And we get the pin that goes in there to hold it, just like your receiver on your truck. And then we take this little jewel right here, and it basically just screws in there. I've been doing little layouts and whatnot on it, trying to figure out what I might want to do with it. Right now I think we're just going to leave it as is and drill some holes in it. Like I say, this screws in. It's basically just a giant bolt in there. And then let me grab just a little piece of steel here. This is what I'm actually going to do, is how the bar is going to slide into it just like a receiver would, or it's going to be in it, bolted down through this hole, so I can pivot it straight on or 90 degrees each way. So like basically if it's sticking out 90 degrees this way, the mower would be out there amongst all the junk. But as you can see, for it to go up on the hill, this will pivot back and forth. And that was what I'm needing, for it to pivot back up high like this, so that the arm would go up, and then of course it'd be attached to this same piece, which is this one, into the finish mower itself like that, so it pivots also. So you'll be having an arm attached from here to here, and that's what'll give you your articulation for the giant hill. So that's what I got. What I'm going to do now is I kind of got this one laid out a little bit. I got to do this one as well. I got a piece of the tubing, the 1.5 inch tubing, to go in here. We're going to lay it out, make this our pivot point, and this our, sorry, I don't know if I'm on camera or not with that, but this is where our pivot's going to be, so that when it's sticking out the side, you know, like I say, it'll go that way, or this way, but it'll always stay mounted in there. Hopefully that's the way it'll work out. I don't know how many of y'all have seen my little red tractor. It's literally just a Troy built Super Bronco. I took the deck out from underneath it. I do have some big mud monster tires to put on it, just hadn't got to it since I changed out the rear end. Got a slow winch put on it. But yeah, that's what I'm planning on mowing that big giant hill with. So this will pivot back and forth. I think that's going to work out. Let me get the big tube, the big chunk of tubing, get it thrown up here on the table, and we're going to lay out the holes on it, drill through for the pivot. So give me just a minute to do that. Let me get that set up, and then I'll turn the camera back on. It's hard to move all this steel around and hold the camera at the same time. I did order a magnetic mount for my tripod, and it literally came in like 5 minutes ago, and it is not what I thought it was, so it's not going to work. Yeah, but finally finally get something I think is going to work, and then nope, it's wrong. It's all wrong. So here's my big chunk of square tubing. Let me get some gloves on, and I just moved that camera over here so that you could see, and now you can't see. So let's get it moved back over here. Do a little tiltation there. I'll look at the back side, the big GoPro. I can see the view on the back a lot easier than I can see on the front. Like I say, we're gonna break out the gloves. And I cut this 1.5 inch square tube at 5 foot. And that should give me way more than enough length to get out there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I gotta put this in here. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a layout on this. So let me get my tools. Okay, I'm back. Went ahead and did some drilling. Drilled the holes in the 5 foot bar that goes out. This section that mounts actually on the machine. We got it where you can put the switch hands. I'm not left-handed. Where it'll pivot, you can put the pins in. I'm going to go up to a little bit larger bolt. This is a 1/4-20. I think I'm gonna go up to a 3/8. But yeah, and that pivots. That's how that'll work. And then this was on the tractor, so this will pivot. Even though it's this way, it'll pivot back and forth. Voila! Got this one done out the same way. It goes down here. I had to get the tin out. I don't know if I said that. Had to get the tin out. GoPro overheated again. I got this external battery thing. You plug it in. It's supposed to keep it cooler. Folks, it's Georgia. It's hot. It doesn't matter where you go, what you do. It's hot, and this thing hates the heat apparently. So I guess I'm gonna see if I can't Google out, doobly-doo some stuff, and see if I can't find a fan to blow on this thing. Maybe that'll keep it cooler. So that's what I got done so far. And I guess next we'll run out, we'll get the finish mower itself. It's sitting out in the little portable shed out back. We'll have to weld up some stuff on it. I got the other piece made from that. You saw me weld that up. We'll weld that onto the machine itself and put some bolts in and give her a test run. No, well, not a test run. We'll drag it around the yard. Then we can do a wheel it run on that little motor and see if it runs or not. So guess I'm gonna pause this one. I gotta go cook some dinner. Okay guys, I'm back. I brought the finish mower down. Got my fan running, trying to keep cool. It's warm out here. Anyway, brought it down here. We did a little bit of measuring. Got some layout marks, if you can see that. Here's our receiver tube for the finish mower itself. It's going to sit in here. I decided to go ahead and push it on back. I thought about cutting it off a little bit, but I think it's that long anyway. Might as well weld it in across here and weld it in across the back of that too. Why not? It's there. And then our other piece will screw into there, and that goes onto the arm to go out. So let me, like I say, I done marked all this out. Let me grab my grinding machine, grind all this down. As you can see, we should have thrown some paint on this joker before we put it in hibernation for a bit. But let me grab the grinder. Let me grind this out right quick, and then we can get the welding machine and see if we can't do some welding. I did order a magnetic mount for this thing, like I said a minute ago, and man, it came in and it's the wrong dadgum kind. Well, it's not the wrong kind, I just didn't pay attention. It didn't mount the way I wanted it to. So, back to the drawing board on that. Let's get this out. Come down here, give a little bit of tilty. Some extra cable would be nice. We gotta get that tilted down where y'all can see. We're just gonna grind this out. Same on here. The sides right there. No, maybe the top. You see that? That was a label off the top of this thing. Scared the pee out of me. Okay. Set the grinder aside, bring this in. Guess what? All my layout marks I just erased. So, I get to come back and do it again. Came from the outside, which was 15 inches, minus 3/4 of an inch would be 14 1/4. I should be able to lay this in here, bring this across here at 14 1/4. Then come from this side and do the same thing, just to check. Maybe just a smidgen off, but not too bad. That looks good right there. We got a clamp. Double check our square again. That don't look too shabby right there. Now we got me and this GoPro. I'll tell you what, we're gonna move the camera again over to this side. That sun is awesome right there, ain't it? We're gonna give a little bit of a point down, bring this down. Okay, don't know why that's still on. We need a welding hood. And a welding machine. and some gloves. Now hopefully, hopefully my camera don't overheat sitting over there in the sun. Let's see if we can't tack this in here. Not gonna do anything unless we ground it and turn it on. Okay, I'm back. Believe it or not, I was out of wire, so I had to change out the wire. Here we go. Wow, it's surprising when you get a little better wire how good a weld you can actually make. All right, see if I can get all in the way of the camera now. Let's switch to the other side. Wow, so much better. Went to Tractor Supply and bought some Hobart wire. And granted, it's still just a Harbor Freight flux core welder. But I'm only welding 3/16 steel, so I don't need that too much more. I'd love to have a better welder, really would. And we'll get one day. Slowed down a little too much on that one. Went a little too fast on that one. Let's get this back one back here. That's getting hot. Let's fill in this gap we got in the back here. We'll grind that down later. Don't believe she'll fall off. Okay, this is the moment we've been waiting for. This is going to be really long-winded. I can cut these threads off a little bit, it looks like. A little bit. I can cut those threads off a lot. I said a lot.
right, yeah. Just kind of work those threads in a little bit right there. Right there, I believe that's a good spot for it. Now, we'll get this piece. And right now, I still have the 1/4-20s in it. So it's not perfect. Or it's not complete yet, anyway. Get my little thing out of the way there. Let's slide this piece in. Get the pin. Okay guys, I'm back. It's actually a couple of days later. After I got everything welded up and I was gonna go cook some dinner and whatnot, and I said, hey, let me go ahead and put this thing up. So I hooked it up to the tractor and across the yard I went, and things didn't go as planned. So what we got here is catastrophic failure. I did a little grinding. It snapped. everything snapped. It articulated, I'm gonna say, up and down like it should have, but as it goes this way, it doesn't go this way very well. This way. So what I think happened is I put a lot of stress right here on this weld, and when I did, the bolt just snapped out, which also snapped the top plate off and literally just turned everything into scrap metal. Well, not scrap metal. It took it apart pretty bad. This is just the parts that it was into there, into here, snap, pop, crackle, boom, pow. Like I said, I ground the welds off of this yesterday. I'm gonna try to fix it back. She's been up pretty, if you can see that across there, she's bent pretty good. Yeah, well, anyway, so I guess the finish mower project's kind of on a hold till I can figure out a better way to offset it and not have things break. I am gonna do will it run on that little motor. Don't know when. Soon, I guess, here in the next day or two. I'm off for a couple of days, so we're going to try to make that motor run. I do have a little bit more to build there, you know, a place to put the battery, a control panel to get it to control the motor. So I guess we'll probably pull that over here in the next day or two, depending on the weather. If it doesn't rain on me, we'll work on that. But other than that, unfortunately, I'm going to go with a fail on this project so far. I'm not giving up yet, but so far we have failed. But hey, like I said earlier, please comment down below. Also shoot me an email if you want a free shirt. Like I said, I think I only got about 10 of them. Comment down below, send me an email, because I'm going to take whoever sends me emails versus who comments. That's who's going to get a t-shirt. Remember to give me your size, give me your address, I'll shoot you out a t-shirt. So email fordsfabshop@gmail.com. Also comment down below whether you like the videos or not. I'm trying to do these more often. It's kind of hard with my schedule, but we got some fabulous stuff coming up on the F100. Maybe we'll get some more work done on where we're going to put the shop. Don't know, but yeah, comment down below. I appreciate everybody watching. I'd like to get some more followers, so hit that subscribe button, click that little bell for the notifications when we put videos out. And like I always say, even though you fail, if you ain't doing something, you ain't doing nothing.